All right, so it is time for the August 2025 Kickstarter and GameFound Solo RPG Roundup. This is a new series of videos I'm hoping to do once a month just to check out what is new in the world of solo RPGs on GameFound and Kickstarter. Up first is something I'm absolutely following. This is Archmage's Gate, a solo RPG adventure gamebook. This is by far the thing that I found that I'm most interested in. It is a standalone open world sandbox solo adventure RPG gamebook, and it says it's compatible with 5e and OSR. Now I'm curious about that part because 5e is very different from a lot of the OSR systems, which right now are more minimalistic and simplistic in their character abilities and combat resolution and stuff. But something like DCC is also OSR, and that's not simplistic. Anyways, it seems I'd be interested to see how they're doing that. They might just have different stat blocks depending on the system, or they might have something pretty cool that is interesting to be able to do some justify those two different rule sets. So going down, what is Archmage's Gate? It is I just kind of described what it is. So what does this mean? And it just kind of goes into each of those. Designed for solo play, that's kind of what I was looking for. RPG mechanics does use everything in the dice chain. Gamebook format, a structured interactive adventure without the need for a game master. So this is kind of anytime I see a solo RPG, I'm looking at, okay, how do you play the game? How do decisions get resolved? Like, I want to go across the pond. Like, how does that get resolved? And then how do character actions get resolved? So it looks like character actions are resolved in a traditional way with dice, and then it's an interactive adventure within a gamebook. If your game uses a d20 to hit and a short sword that deals 1d6 damage, you'll feel right at home. So again, 5e characters are way more powerful than OSR characters, generally speaking, and so it'll be interesting to see how they balance that. This is the thing that makes me most interested in it. Handcrafted content right here, this paragraph. Every chest, barrel, and secret has been carefully handcrafted to ensure a rich, immersive experience. Every encounter, every treasure, and every consequence is intentionally designed. No rolling on tables, just meaningful exploration. This is something that I've been searching for a while. I love the flexibility of procedurally generated content using tables. I get why those exist within RPG settings, but I've always wanted a solo adventure that is just everything's handcrafted, everything's intentional, and that's what it sounds like this is. So the setting, Central European folklore, Saros, an imperial province, so just its own kind of setting, and a peek inside the book. So here are some, you can see like one, here's the thing, and then here's the room. So you're in a crypt, the air is thick with dust, etc., etc. Open the coffin, or here are the actions then. Open the coffin, open the left urn, open the right urn. So this looks more choose your own adventure than free-flowing, but given that it's a sandbox style, it seems like you could do everything. The problem that I've run into when I've played games like this is it becomes really cumbersome, right? So you go to open the coffin, right? So you go to entry 2 here. So it says, as your hands press against the heavy stone lid, an icy chill fills the air, and a ghost materializes in front of you. And then you follow that, and then like when you're done talking with the ghost, it's like, oh, I want to go open the right urn. So then you have to go to entry 5, and you have to scroll down or go down to find that. Inside the right urn, you find 3 gold, a bronze necklace, and a mysterious-looking key. So then you have to go back here to figure out what to do. Maybe you want to open the left urn, and then you have to go find number 3. Inside, you find 7 gold and a silver ring. So then you have to go back to one. You know, there's a lot of bouncing around, and I think that's fine. It's just it reminds me of the Ghost of Lion Castle, which I'll be doing another video on soon. But wonderful for gameplay. It's just a lot of bouncing around. So keep that in mind if you're interested in this. Map of the province, inspirations, the team. It looks cool. I followed this. I might be getting it. I'd like to learn a little bit more about, I don't know, everything, I guess, but I could see myself going after this. Right now, this is just a campaign preview, so it's not up and running, but I put this one front and center because I'm most interested in it. Up next are a few that are live right now. This is Fang, a Gothic horror solo role-playing game. This one's the interesting premise. You are basically a vampire Uber, so you're busy driving vampires back and forth in the dead of the night. On this particular night, a vampire baroness runs out of the gathering and into your car. Drive, she yells. She has just killed the vampire master, and now you are on a trip of your life. So this one goes over, it's a solo RPG. It's called The Fang. It talks a little bit about what's going on with the story And several times it mentions that there are multiple editions, including adults-only editions. And so those are covered down here. It is, this one was a little confusing to me. There's several different books, but from what I can tell, it looks like they're all the same book, basically, just different covers, or like regular version versus the adults-only version, hardcover, softcover, that type of thing. So you can get as many of these books as you want, but from what I can tell, the game itself is the same in each of these. So I don't know, that doesn't really pique my interest. There's not a lot here about the gameplay itself. Just a little bit about the rules, the story. And then a choose your own adventure game book with the opportunity to roll dice and choose from multiple options. So I don't even know if there's like a system. Maybe it's just choose your own adventure with dice. So I'm not sure. I think there was this also right now is AI art, and I don't know if they're going to be changing that at all. I know some people that's important to them, so I wanted to mention that. So I'm not going to follow this at this time. I just wanted to cover this since it is a solo RPG, and I know at least some people are going to be interested in it. Next, You Were Made. So there's this is my first video in the series, so I'll be covering campaigns that are going right now, campaigns that are future state, but also a few campaigns that have ended, just because it's the first one here. So I've seen this one kind of on Reddit and a few other places. You Were Made. It's solo journaling TTRPG experience. Reminds me a lot of Thousand Year Vampire. The description here is You Were Made as a minimalist, rules-light solo role-playing game crafted to inspire introspective storytelling and creative journaling. Journaling RPGs are not my favorite, but I've had fun with them, like Thousand Year Old Vampire I really enjoyed. This particular one, when I see like minimalist, rules light, and journaling together, I know that personally that's not for me. It is for some people who are watching, so that's why I'm covering it. But the cards do intrigue me. Starforged, for example, has an asset deck. Pendragon has the feast deck. A lot of RPGs have card decks to help with gameplay, and anytime cards are, I don't know, I just like cards. So this is kind of intriguing to me. But I think other than that, there's also chips. I did not see that. That's cool. Other than that, I think people will enjoy this who like journaling RPGs. And if you don't, maybe it's not going to be for you. There's a video here that you could check out as well. By the way, You Were Made is coming up. It is not. It's launching soon. Dead or Alive, 2 Wild West solo RPGs. This one is also a campaign preview. This looks like AI-generated art again. Project story here. So this is American Frontiers, a play of promise and peril. The dust never settles, and every sunset brings raucous nights or gunfire. So there's 2 role-playing game books, which to me says adventures. We have Trigger Will Travel, plays a bounty hunter, and Golden Frontier, you play as a gold rush. So going down here, looking for, there's some delivery stuff, some options. Okay, I'm not seeing a lot on gameplay again, which is unfortunate. Anytime a solo RPG comes up, for me, gameplay is front and center. It's the most important thing that I want to know about, because game books have been around as long as RPGs have been around, in choose your own adventure fashion, or a very, very simplistic like D6 style system where you have a character, you have maybe some items, and then you just roll a D6, maybe plus or minus something depending on what your choice is and what items you have, and then you just continue on that choose your own adventure thing. My personal tastes are more complex than that. I don't necessarily need a more complex dice resolution mechanic, but I want more complex gameplay. So every decision, every dice roll could uncover a hidden vein of gold or lead to a shallow grave. So yeah, I don't see a lot about actual gameplay here. But if you like the theme, there are some like Drifter solo RPGs that are out there in the cowboy theme. This gives you some other option. So yeah, take a look at this. It's not launching yet. Maybe they'll have more information when it launches. Oh, I just missed this. Here it is. It was because it was scrolling. How to play. Both games use D6 system. You'll make choices. No game master required. Okay, D6. So it doesn't actually tell you how you play, just that you're using D6. Up next, Dice and Dies, a solo card game JRPG campaign. This one again is launching soon. I have minimal. Oh, there's really literally no information here. I have very little information on this and very little experience with JRPGs, but check this one out if that is a setting that is interesting to you. Then a few things that I like to keep tabs on. This is a Pendragon adventure. Glory of the Round Table, the card game. I don't know much about this, but Pendragon, I was looking for stuff like that. Seems interesting. It is launching soon. I am going to notify myself on this one. And I'm curious, like, is it an RPG card game or is it a board game card game? I think I'm interested either way. This kind of covers it, but I need to know more about gameplay to know if I'm going to be interested. So, big fan of Pendragon. You can check out my solo videos there if you are interested in playing Pendragon solo. Quick note, I also looked up Dungeon Crawl Classics. It's another system I play a lot of, and I play solo. There's 125 projects on Kickstarter around Dungeon Crawl Classics. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but I just wanted to point out that if you're interested in DCC, check it out on Kickstarter. There's a lot of stuff going on. Then there's two I wanted to cover that have passed. See, this one you can still back, it looks like, but I believe it's, it was successfully funded on April 16th, but there's late pledge for awards. It's called The Archive out of Australia. Sci-fi meets dinosaurs, so that's kind of cool. The one thing that, and the reason I'm not backing this, again, this is personal tastes, 6-sided dice required to determine certain outcomes. It does say solve puzzles and track down dinosaurs. But if I was more interested, I'd want to dive in and figure out what was, more interested, like what the gameplay is like, to see if I was more interested in this. Again, it seems like it's simplistic, but like the solve puzzles part of it makes me interested in what's going on. So I'm not sure. A lot of these images are wild for a TTRPG, right? That's a tabletop game. So, like this looks like a video game or at least an app. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of different things here. Interesting stuff, but maybe not for me. And then the last one I had, Scale Mail. I thought this was just a funny name. Basically, your dragon riders delivering mail. And it's called Scale Mail, which in D&D, of course, is an armor type, or I guess life, it's an armor type. But dragons have scales and you're delivering mail, so it's just kind of funny. I actually think that it's a funny name, but kind of weird because it has nothing to do with Scale Mail. I don't know. This one you can back as a late pledge. Still, it's a cool looking idea. Solo RPGs, I think, with a very tight, simple gameplay loop like this one, which is where you're, pick up and deliver with mail. Very cool, but again, gameplay is really what matters. And when I see a D6 game mechanic, I don't know. We'll have to see. Like what it ends up being. This was like, these are the types of things that I'm just going to wait and look at reviews at later, see if it is what I'm looking for. So that's everything. That is my my GameFound and Kickstarter roundup with Archmage Gate, a solo RPG adventure game book, kind of at the top of my list. Hopefully this helps you out. Let me know in the comments below which ones seem interesting to you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.